Hey FlossTube, I'm Stephanie back with my second video. And for my 4-year-old niece, who is now 5, she turned 5 this past Wednesday. She watched my first video, and when she saw the introduction, she turned into a director, and she said to me, "You should say, 'Hi, my name is Titi.'" When my older niece was a baby, I would try and teach her to say auntie, and she finally could say Titi, and it just stuck, and it is my most favorite word in the whole world. And so for her, I say, "My name is Titi," and I'm here with my next video, and I just wanted to first of all say thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed to my channel, for your wonderful comments, for watching the videos at all. I so appreciate it. I was so nervous doing it, and it has just been the most wonderful experience, and I'm so grateful to everybody. And I tried to answer all the comments. I think there's still a few I need to, but I just wanted to thank you so much. And it gave me the courage to do another one, so I'm going to keep going. And but I just want you all to know how grateful I am. And in response to some of the comments, I got a lot of comments about my carriage whip, and I'm so grateful for that. I love it so much. And one person asked if I would consider doing a beading tutorial for how to do it, and I will be glad to. Hopefully in the next week or so, I will get to it, and I will be happy to do it. It's such a joy, and they're the most beautiful pieces, so I will definitely do a beading tutorial for that. Another comment I got from Arlene Cohen was she had noticed in my last video these ribbons behind me, and they were for a piece that I had entered into an A&G competition, and she asked if I would show it, and I'm happy to show it. And it won, the white ribbon that you see, it won 3rd place at the A&G seminar in Chicago 2 years ago. They're 2 years this summer. And the blue, you can kind of see the blue ribbon right there. It won 1st place at a local competition called Stitcher Showcase that one of the local guilds put on, and they do it every other year, and it won 1st place there. First time I ever entered a competition. And so this is what the piece looks like. It's a counted needlepoint piece on 18 count canvas. It is called East Meets Southwest Kimono, and it is designed by Margaret Bendig. I took it, one of my favorite needlepoint teachers. I took it in a class with her, and what I loved most about this piece is it was the first time that I ever stitched with silk, and now I'm hooked. It's my most favorite thing to stitch with. Like, I'll zoom in on a little bit. You can see with stitching with silk, if you lay it with a good laying tool, it looks like paint. It looks like you painted it. And so this was done in Silk and Metallics, and it won 3rd place at the A&G seminar in Chicago in the class project category. And Margaret has another kimono that I'm working on called Plum Blossom Kimono, and which I also took in a class from her. And what I love about these pieces is that you learn so many different stitches. Everything's so different. You learn all the different things to do, and it's a great learning piece. And I keep the instructions from these classes and use them as stitch guides if I'm looking for a stitch for something. I look at this and go, "Oh, that's a good stitch," or "That's a good stitch." And it was a good, like this square right here, you can see is a good lesson in shading and blending the threads together. So it's the silk is all Auvers Soie silk, and I just love it. And one of the things that I wanted to say about this is, don't be afraid to enter a competition. I had not been stitching that long when I entered this. I just decided to do it. I was not expecting to win at all. But I just decided to give it a try, and at the very least maybe I'd get some feedback on how to improve my stitching. And I just entered it, and I won these ribbons. I couldn't believe it. And so don't be afraid to enter. You never ever know. There's summer's coming up, there's fairs going on all around. There's another A&G seminar coming up in Anaheim the end of August, and I have been told they're looking for pieces for people to enter, and it doesn't have to be needlepoint. It can be I think they call it any counted canvas, any type of counted piece. So it could be needlepoint, cross stitch, embroidery, anything like that. Go on their website. The A&G website is needlepoint.org. Click on, I think there's a seminar tab, and you can see what it takes to enter. And the submissions have to be in sometime in June, I think. But don't be afraid to enter. You never ever know. And I just did it on a fluke, and look what happened. So I show this just to encourage people to give it a try. You never know. So I thank Arlene for asking to see it. It's right there. I'm very proud of it. It's really beautiful. It hangs in my living room here, and I love it. I can't wait till the other one's finished, actually. And then it also made me think to show another piece that I actually finished earlier this year. It's another counted needlepoint piece by Curdy Biggs, who did she designs patterns under a company named Threadles, and this is the first time I've stitched one of hers, and it was fun. It was some of the instructions were a little hard to figure out, but once I got the hang of it, but look how much it sparkles, and these are all beads in here, and it's this pattern's called Mirror Mirror because, as you can see, it mirrors this and this and this. She has lots of different patterns, and if you can do counted cross stitch, you can do counted needlepoint. If you can count, you can do it. And she does teach. She's actually teaching at the A&G seminar in August, but she teaches around the country, and you can take a class from her, or you can just buy her patterns and read through them. And she's online too, so you can talk to her. She's really nice. But I love it. It came out much prettier than I thought it would. So I'm quite proud of it. I need to get it framed. But so showing that one made me think, oh, I should show that one that's all finished too. So thank you, Arlene, for asking to see that. And so I wanted to show those. Then kind of what I'm gonna focus on showing today for my whips is I got sucked into the Stitch Mania excitement. And I know I said on my last video I was feeling bad about all the projects I had started, which was true. And then I was watching other people's FlossTube videos and seeing people talking about it online, and I got all sucked up into the excitement and the planning and the figuring it all out and everything, and I got sucked right in, and I jumped in with both feet, and I've really been enjoying it. And what I decided to do was, instead of doing a new start every day, I was going to do 2 starts and a whip, and 2 starts and a whip, and 2 starts and a whip for the month, for the entire month, for all 31 days of May. And so that's what I've been doing. And it kind of got a little sidelined the last couple days, and when I get to that I'll explain it. But that's what I'm doing. I'm pretty much stuck to it, and it's very fun. I have even more projects started, but I got to start all the ones I've been dying to start. And the funny thing is, I would start a project one day, and then the next month I'd be like, oh, I just want to keep working on that project I started yesterday. Well, I'm just going to start this one a little bit, and then I'll go back to the other one. And then I'd find myself feeling the same way about that project. Oh, I'm just going to work on this one, and picked up some whips that I had not worked on in a while, and it was fun to have them back in my hands and working on them again. And so I've really been kind of enjoying the whole experience and seeing other people's projects, and it's been very exciting. And you all inspire me so much, and watching your work makes my work more of a joy for me, and I thank you for that. So I'm just going to show some of the projects that I've been working on, and then on my next video I'll show the rest, because there's still about 8 or 9 more days left in Stitch Mania. So I'm only going to show kind of what I've done so far, and then I'll show the rest of it later. So that's what I'm going to show you for my whips today. So the first one that I did was I finally started the Stitcherovia Salve for this year with the quotes, and this one kind of had a good start, and then it had a big fat disaster. And so this is the start of it, but if you look really close, you can see the outline of where I had to take it all out. I got all the way around here and was going around this way and realized that it wasn't matching up. And it's because I had missed a row of stitches right there. So I was off by a row on the whole thing. And just, there's not a way to fix that. So out it all came, and you can see the lovely outline. It's a, you know, it used to be. And it will be again, but I tried. This was my first day of Stitch Mania too, and I was like, oh, if this is the start, I'm in big trouble. But I forged ahead. And so this is, and this fabric is by Fiberlicious, which I love stitching on. It's really great fabric. And it's 18 count Aida. So back to this soon, I hope, because it needs some TLC, especially after that happened. I also did some more work on the Clouds Factory Salve, the Famous Women, and I got this far. Coco Chanel's actually has a dress on now, and I did the perfume, and I added some metallics because Coco Chanel always deserves metallics, and added a little metallic to the purse. And so this one I'm way behind on, but it's alright. It's, you know, I like it, and we'll keep working on it. The more the monthly patterns come out, the more I love it. And I think it's just really cute. And it's coming along. It'll get there. Maybe, I don't know, it'll be finished this year, but it's getting there. I just work on it here and there as I have a little bit of time. I carry this with me and take it to work and work on it like on my lunch break and stuff. This is an easy one to carry around, so it gets a little attention that way. Another one of my starts was, I will show you that one later because I don't have the pattern with me, was, oh, this is a good one. I love this one. I started this one, which I know a lot of people are stitching because it's so beautiful. Let Freedom Ring by Lila's Studio. And I love this pattern. I think the colors in it are so beautiful. I really enjoy patriotic things too. So, and Independence Hall, we have, you know, in Philadelphia, and we have a makeshift one here at Knott's Berry Farm, which you can go visit and stuff, and it looks kind of like that actually. So that's kind of fun. But I started it, and you can see just the line. It took me forever. But it matched up when I did it, because I started in the middle and went across and I went back the other way. And this is on 28 count fabric. This is 28 count, I believe this is 28 count Lugana that I bought from 123 Stitch, and I'm stitching over 2, so it's taking me a little bit longer because I don't normally stitch over 2. So I have to be a little more careful watching my stitches, and I have to use a magnifier because I can't see it. And the 20 count's a little bit tiny. And plus right now I'm stitching in cream. Maybe once I start using like the red of the building and stuff, then it'll come out a little bit better. But I'm having a little hard time seeing it, so it's taking a little longer too. But I have a magnifier I clip on, it works great. So this one's, I love this fabric too. And but I think this is going to be a fun one. It'll be, once I start adding more of the colors and stuff, I think it's going to get even more exciting. But this is one that the next day, and I thought, oh, I just want to keep working on that. And then I picked up another project that I love. So I'm in a little bit of a dilemma. It makes me think of last week or the week before, I was watching one of Vanna's more recent videos, and when she was talking about watching somebody's floss tube video, and then you lay in bed and think, I have that pattern, I'm gonna go get it and start it. And then while you're doing that, then you find another pattern that you want to start, and then you think, wait, I also have this one, I think I'm gonna pull that out and start it. And you get caught up all in the excitement of it. And I was laughing out loud watching this, and then I stopped and I was like, I think Vanna's spying on me, because that's what happens in my house. And then I felt very comforted because I knew I wasn't alone. So thank you, Vanna, for that and making me feel normal and in very good company. So, but this is, I've been going through that with these projects, and oh, now I want to start this, now I want to start that, and it's going to be interesting. So the next one that I started, I saw the pattern on one of Emily C's videos, one of her early videos, because when I find somebody on FlossTube that I like, I watch a little bit of their most recent video, and then I like to go back to the beginning and watch as many of their videos as I can, because I like to see the progress of their projects and stuff like that. So I like to do that. So this is from one of Emily C's early videos, I think like the third one or something. And it looks like this. And it's called Fulton Mansion by Nancy Spruance Designs. And I think I said in my last video, I love houses. And as soon as I saw this, I literally went on the computer at that moment and ordered it, and others by her. And I love this because not only do I love houses, I love Victorian houses. Those are my favorite. If I could find some way to live in one, I would, and I would never leave. I love them. I love the bay windows and the big porches, and I just love everything about them. And so as soon as I saw that, I knew I needed it. It needed to hang in my house, and it will make me happy. So I made that one of my starts, and I chose this cool fabric. I don't remember who made it. I'm sorry. It's when I buy a lot of fabric on like Stash and Load that people do. Like I buy from Rolanda, I buy from Kathy Davidson. So it's quite possible it's one of those. Because, oh, it is, like the paper's in here. This is hand-dyed fabric by Rolanda. It's 18 count Aida, and it's called blue, medium blue. But what I loved about it is that it looks like clouds. It looks like a sky and clouds. And to see that, I think it's gonna look great sitting right on there. So you can see the very start of the house right there, right in the center. Just a little bit of a start. Sometimes I don't get a start until the evening when I get home from work, and so there's not a lot of time, but it's a start, and I can't wait to do more on this one. I think it's gonna come out really pretty. I'm very excited about this one, and I'm excited about all of them. So that will go without saying now, so that you don't have to keep hearing me say how excited I am. But I'll show that one more time. That's what it looks like. So it's Nancy Spruance, and I ordered her patterns from 123 Stitch. They were selling them, so, and they were on sale, so that was even better. So that was a start. Another start was I'm doing, like I said before, I'm doing a lot of sales this year. And I finally started on, this is Happily Ever After by Frosted Pumpkin. Just the very corner. I like this piece because I love to read, and so my little bookmarks, Jane Eyre, little inspiration for this piece. And so this is the south. This is another one that won't be finished this year, but it's all right. At least I don't feel so guilty for doing it because at least it started now. So, but this is just the vines right up in the top corner. So this one I'm very far behind on. It'll get done eventually. I know that you can all relate to that, so I'm not, like I said, I'm in very good company, and I appreciate that. Another whip that I did is this one. I wasn't able to buy after watching Ginger Gerald Stitcher's videos, and I just want to say, Gerald, that I love your videos. I love watching you stitch. I think your work is amazing, and you inspire me. And he was stitching this one, and I loved it. It's Crowns of the Kingdom by Rosewood Manor. And this one I had a little hiccup with because I initially wanted to stitch it. I had like a glittery purple Aida that I was going to use, and when I started stitching it, the thread disappeared because it's all metallic thread, first of all, which then metallic and the sparkle on the fabric was contrasting, but the purple seemed to just suck it up. It disappeared. You couldn't see it at all. And I wanted to use purple because purple is traditionally the color of royalty. And so I just couldn't do it. And purple just wasn't going to work because of the colors of it. So I switched to blue. I switched to a blue fabric, put back in the stitches that I had done and a little bit more. So you can't really see the sparkle too much, but this is a pretty piece. I think this is going to be really pretty once it's all finished, and it shows up pretty on this fabric. It called for petite treasure braid, and I am using petite. It called for treasure braid, right? And I'm using petite silk lame braid. I love stitching with it, and it's working really nice. So I did change that thread. So it's coming along, and it's more cloudy fabric. I guess when I saw it all online, I got really into the blue cloudy fabric, I guess. But you know how it is, like when you see it, you gotta grab it. So I did, and I'm putting it to good use. So and since I'm talking about the purple sparkle fabric, this was it. And I think it's even on here. Yeah, that's where I started. And you can't even see it. It's right there. So I'm putting this fabric to different use. And I'm using this as 6 different starts for the month because they're ornaments, and there's 6 of them. It's Dark Shadows by Sue Hillis Designs, and I'm finally doing ornaments. About 4 years ago, I bought this small wiry black tree at Pier 1. And it has been sitting every year, and I bought it for Halloween, and every year it sits, and I go, oh, another year passed, and I didn't do any ornaments for that tree. Next year, that's going to be my goal. I'm going to make ornaments for my tree. Well, now I have started. My tree this year may only have 6 ornaments on it, but it will have ornaments this year. So I've done 2 of these so far for my starts, and there's one right there, the black cat. The one up, it's the Hocus Pocus one in the corner. And I love it on this sparkly fabric. I knew I would find a good use for this. And you can kind of see that was a start of a different one. So I think I'm going to be able to get 4 on this piece of fabric, and then I have 1 smaller piece of fabric. But I finally have a start for the ornaments for my tree. Yay! And I don't have to feel guilty looking at it anymore. Like, I only paid like 30 bucks for it, but still, it's 30 bucks worth a waste of nothing till now. So now my ornaments are finally started, and they're sparkly. How cool is that? And I talked to someone in one of my stitching groups who gave me an idea for who to take them to finish them, and so I'm very excited. I will have ornaments on my tree this year. Like I said, it may only be 6, but 6 is better than 0. So I'm very excited about that. Oh, see, I just said it again. Look at that. Okay, this one is one tiny little line. I don't even know what this is. Oh, this is, I'm sorry, I don't have a picture of the pattern, but this is the Passport, the Stitch Along from Frosted Pumpkin for last year, and which I think is so cute too. And it has London on it, so I love London. And I think London's the first square. But look at that. That was my start for the day. Teeny, teeny. But a start is a start is a start. So it's there. And my A Stitch in Time needle minder. But it's a start though. So it's finally started. And I think it'll look pretty on this fabric. That doesn't show up very well. This is just the top of the border. But I think once more gets in, it'll be okay. I hope. If it gets too far and it doesn't start kind of showing up better, then I might have to switch the fabric, but we'll have to see how that one goes. So, oh, this one, I am just in love with this. This is one that I had a very hard time putting down. So my favorite Heaven and Earth designer is Amy Stewart. And I love anything she does. I just think her work is so beautiful. I love how she focuses a lot on books, and now she's also focusing more on London. And this one, they showed this as a preview, like sometime last fall, and I wrote down the name of it and have been watching and watching until they finally released the pattern. And they released the pattern about 2 months ago, and it is called Life is an Open Book, London. And she's also doing one for New York, and I think she said she's going to do one for Paris, but that's what it looks like. And I love looking at it. It just makes me think of everything that I love about London. I'm hoping to plan a trip and go there next year. That's my goal anyway, that I want to go there. And I've been there once before, 21 years ago last month, and it's my favorite place in the world. It has been since I was a little girl. And so I'm going to try and go next year sometime, but one of the things I want to do while I'm there is take a class at the Royal School of Needlework. So I got to kind of work it all out. They release their schedule like at the first of the year for the year. So once it comes out, I'll take a look. But that's my goal, is to go next year. And this was my start for that one with my London Bust needle minder. And that was just the start of it, the top left corner. And in the Heaven and Earth world, this is one of the smaller pieces. It'll come out 18 by 26, which it's big, but in the Heaven and Earth world, it's a little smaller. But this, I stopped myself that time. This is a good one, and it's going to be a good, I can't wait. I can't wait to see it come together. We got together on our stitching group yesterday, and one of the things that we were talking about was how amazing it is that you can take a piece of fabric, a needle, and thread, and by just putting the thread in the right spots, create a picture. And I saw Heaven and Earth for a while, the Heaven and Earth patterns, and I thought, there's just no way. There's no way that it comes out looking like a painting. But then I saw the release of Amy Stewart's pattern, A Stitch in Time, which is all about books. And I had to do it. And I started it, and the more, you know, when I very first started it, and little bits here and there, and I was like, this just can't come together. And by the time I finished one page, I was like, I will be darned. It does work. And it really comes together looking like the picture. And there's been a few people on the Heaven and Earth Facebook page lately that are saying, oh, I've never stitched one. I'm about to start my first one, but I'm afraid. And I've tried to reply to a few of them and say, I was afraid too. And just take it one stitch at a time. One square at a time, and then you'll pick up what works best for you for how to stitch it. Like when I initially started Heaven and Earth's, I cross-country stitched. I did the same symbol on the entire page, and then I was doing one of their challenges last year, and it was a parking challenge, and they showed a video for how to do it, and I tried it, and now I like parking a lot better. So that, you know, with my threads hanging there, I like parking. I think it goes a little bit faster, and it's easy to kind of keep up with it. I don't make as many mistakes, I also find, as I did doing the cross country, because I do 2 rows at a time with the parking versus the cross country where you're doing the whole page, and I missed a lot. So I like that. That's a time saver right there, because I'm not missing as much. So I try not to have too many Heaven and Earths going, because they're going to take forever to finish. But once this one finally came out, I couldn't resist. I needed to start it. And it's already, you know, I like when you can look at the pattern and see it already taking shape, and it's already kind of happening. So this is going to be a good one. And I had a hard time putting this one down to move on to the next day. It was tough. And Oh, this one is, again, I apologize, I don't have the picture. I tried, before I started this, I tried to make sure I had all, I keep a lot of my patterns, especially the printed out patterns in binders, and I tried to make sure that I had all the binders with me that had the patterns in them, and I apparently did not have them. But this is, this was another start that I did. And I'm doing another cell. It's Carolyn Mitchell's Granny Square. I think she calls it Granny Square Afghan Stitch Along, something like that. And I got a little bit more done on this one. So it's, and this is just stitched on 18 count oatmeal Aida. But I have to say, here's the thing about Aida. I've always stitched on Aida. I tried stitching on linen once and I hated it. And so I went back to Aida. And, I mean, you know, I bought this at Michael's. But now that I've been stitching on more of this hand-dyed fabric that I've bought, oh, I really love it. And it's softer, and I don't know what it is about it, but I'm finding myself really liking that a lot. I really am enjoying these dyed fabrics and getting more into, you know, I hear people on their videos talking about, oh, this is Lugana and this is Jobelan, and I am just learning all of that because I was 100% Aida girl. And so I apologize for some of these dyed fabrics and stuff, not knowing the names. I'm learning. I'm trying. I love watching people's videos and they can rattle it off. Oh, this is 36 count, whatever. And I'm very impressed with that. And I have a lot to learn in that regard. But I'm learning. I'm trying very hard. So, and I'm trying the different fabrics to see what I really like. I am stitching one on a piece of 20 count Lugana, which I really hope it's over here. It is. And I love it. It's very soft fabric, and I really like that one. And it's 20 count, and I can see it pretty good. So I just found one day, my Heaven and Earth I stitch on 25 count, and I can see that okay. And a lot of the counted needlepoint that I do, I love doing on 24 count Congress cloth, and I can see that okay. But boy, once I hit those 28s, I just can't see them. I tried to stitch on it one day and I couldn't see it, and I saw my mom later that week, and I said to her, for the first time, I couldn't see something. But I think I need new glasses too. But I said to my mom, I couldn't see. It was so weird. And she said, welcome to my world. And so I do have to do a little bit higher, although now I have my magnifier, so maybe it'll work. It'll be okay. Because this, like I said, the Let Freedom ring is 28 count, and with my magnifier I can see it fine. So sometimes it's not fun looking at your stitches up that close. So this was another start that this was again, I saw somebody was stitching, and I had to do it. So it is a series with Stony Creek Magazine. This is the winter 2016 issue. This was the start of the project in this issue. It comes out about, I think it comes out 4 times a year. So the whole series is not out yet. And so you can still get, if you're interested, you can still get it online. I ordered, but by the time I started doing it, the 3rd issue was just about to come out. And I went on their website and ordered the back issues of the other copies and got everything just fine. And yeah, because I've gotten 4 issues, I think 4 issues with it so far, but this is what it looks like. It's called Halloween Village Collector Series Afghan. So it's big. But this is what it looks like. Get real close. And of course I had to do it because it had a house on it. And I also love stitching Halloween. So this had everything about it that I loved. Their sample is stitched on gray. But I didn't want it on gray. I felt that was a little bit, I don't know. I just didn't like it. It was a little bit, not boring, because I love gray, but I just didn't like it. So I got this. This is 20 count ivory Lugana. It's huge, you know, it's big, because then you also sew, you know, sew the sides onto it. But just a teeny tiny start. But just in starting this one, I love, you know, I love it. I love this fabric. It's very easy to work with. The piece is a little bit bigger than what I need for it, but it was all completely serged because I ordered this from 123 Stitch. It was all serged and I wasn't going to mess with it and have to sew more edges. So, width wise it's good. It's a little bit longer than it needs to be, but that's okay. I'll cut it off when I get done. I just didn't, with it's all finished edges, why mess with it? This one is, oh, I thought it had snag in it. This one's going to take a long time, but like I said, the series is still coming out. So if you're interested in it, you can get the back issues right on the Stony Creek website. And I don't think the next issue comes out for a month or so, because I think I got it last month. So I think the next issue came out in January. March. Yeah, it probably doesn't come out till sometime in the next month or so. So you can definitely still get on board with it. And it's almost all DMC floss too. It has a couple of hand dye, or the dyed floss, Threadworks I think it is. A couple, but it's mostly DMC floss. So it's cute. I think it's going to be fun. So we'll see how that one comes along. In my bin here and see if I'm missing anything else. So I have one more whip that I've been working on. Like I said, my plans got a little bit sidelined the last couple of days because I was supposed to get a new project from a class that I ended up not going to, and so what I had planned to start didn't happen. So the last couple of days got a little bit kind of wonky, so I decided I was just gonna have a whip weekend and work on whatever I wanted, because I had started all these pieces and I was loving them, and I was like, this weekend you can stitch whatever you want. And it just so happened that the whip I did when I decided to do this Thursday night, watching the season finale of Grey's Anatomy, was My Christmas in London by Mirabilia, and I loved it so much that for the last 2 days, it's all I've been working on. And I haven't in a long time had a project that I worked on that I just can't stop. It's all I want to do. We had, like I said, we got together with our stitching group yesterday, and I worked on it all day. As soon as I got home, we had dinner, and I worked on it last night till 10 o'clock. I can't get enough of it because it's starting to take shape now. You can kind of look at the picture what I did with it. It's starting to come together. You can kind of start seeing what it is. So I don't know what my piece was. My instructions were around here a second ago, but so this is how far it is. When I showed this to you on my last video, oh, it's being watched over. I have to always show this by Meredith and Derek. They're watching over my piece. And I watch Grey's Anatomy reruns just because Derek's still alive in those. And if anybody watched the season finale of Grey's Anatomy, then when Riggs got to be so happy, he was so happy that Megan was alive. Did you not want that for Meredith too? That she could go off and find Derek. And who kills off Patrick Dempsey? Come on. But I watch reruns because he's still alive there. And he watches over my cross-stitch projects. Anyway, sorry for that little sidebar. But when I showed this on my last video, I had stitched this and had to unpick it because I did it in the wrong color. It was blue. I don't know what I was thinking. It's Christmas tree. And now, oh, look how pretty it is on there. Oh my gosh. I'm going to work on this more today because I can't stop. So this is, I put in part of the tree. This is more of the dress. You can see it's a dress now. This is the garland across the fireplace. This is my first Mirabilia, and I am in like Flynn. I can't get enough of the Mirabilias now. But I like the ones. I'm not a big mermaid person, so although my nieces are, so I might have to make them one. Make a couple for their new bedroom. They're going to be sharing a bedroom now, and so maybe I'll make them some mermaids for their walls. But although by the time I got them done, they'd be in college, and I don't think that would be very fitting. And so I like the ones with the dresses, with the big flowy dresses and the beads, and but I'm in. I'm on the Mirabilia bandwagon 100%, and I cannot get enough. So it's coming along. This one's gonna get even more attention, and I just love it. And I'm glad I stuck with the white. I'm really glad I didn't change the fabric. I thought about it, and I'm really happy that I stuck with the white. So this is the one I've been working on for the last couple of days, and we'll be working on today some more later on this afternoon, because it's just so pretty. It's just so pretty. I could just sit and look at this all day. But I won't make you look at it anymore. So that's the one. So in a way, my plans getting screwed up was a blessing in disguise, because I got to just spend more time on this that I love. And this week in my Stitch Mania plans, I'm starting Raven Queen. I can't wait. I have wanted to stitch that one since I saw it. I will tell you this though. Another person who's my favorite videos to watch is the Evergreen Needle. I am fascinated by how she can change colors in patterns, and she gets the shading right and the blending. But I have been following her on Instagram, and she's stitching the Raven Queen right now. The way she did her face looks like a painting. I was speechless when I saw it. And she made her blonde, because in the pattern she got black hair. She made her blonde, and she's done the top part of her dress. It is sparkling gold. Her piece is exquisite. Go on her Instagram and look at it. And I got to go back. Hopefully it's on her video. I'm a little behind on my video watching. But every time I go on Instagram and see she's posted a new picture, I get giddy, because it's the most incredible thing to watch. She's so talented. And she had told me, she put a comment on my video, and when I saw that, I was so taken aback, because I'm in so awe of her. And that she said she changed the colors on her at the Met, and so I'm going to go watch that video, because it's fascinating to me how she does it. And on Red, which I think is also Mirabilia, she made her green, and I've seen pictures of her, and I think there's a video of that one too. But go on her Instagram, the Evergreen Needle, and look at her Raven Queen pictures, because it's amazing. I don't know how she does it. It's so fascinating to me. But I'm starting Raven Queen this week. A little intimidated, but I'm very excited about it. And I'm also starting at the Met. That's another one of my starts before Stitch Mania ends. I'm in on the Mirabilia bandwagon. Fan in like Flynn. So, Stitch Mania has brought about many great things in many ways. And I have just enjoyed this so much. I'm so... Thank you to whoever's idea this was. I think it started a couple years ago. Was it Katie and Garrett whose idea it was? I love it. And thank you all for inspiring me to get in on it, because I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. Here, have a look one more time, because it's so pretty. Anyway, so that's basically my whips that I have been working on for the month. Not as much needlepoint as I was planning on doing, but next weekend I'll be working on needlepoint a little bit more, because I'm going to a retreat at my LNS, Aristay and Needlepoint, and this is the 4th year of a Memorial Day retreat that they put on, and we just go stitch for 3 days. We bring our own projects and we sit and stitch, and I look forward to it every year. And I have met some of my dear stitching friends at this retreat, and so every year it's almost like a reunion, although I see them throughout the year. But it has just been the greatest time over Memorial Day. It goes Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of Memorial Day weekend, and so I'll be doing more needlepoint next weekend at the retreat, so I can work on some of my projects a little bit more, and I'll show those to you on my next video, because I have some not old, but some needlepoint projects that haven't received much attention, and so they will get attention at the retreat. So I'll work more on those, and I can't wait. I'm very excited. So that's really that's for my projects, and I look forward to sharing them more with you as they kind of take shape and kind of come together. Isn't this world of stitching just so amazing? Like I said, fabric, needle, thread, you make a picture. It's so fantastic, and it's so magical, and that's going to make sense in a little bit when I talk about something else. But so I have a little bit of haul to show you, and then we'll be done, because I have laundry in that I need to go get out before one of my neighbors takes it out. So I'm just about done, so that's good. Okay, so one of the things I got, I'd seen on Stitcherista's video that she was talking about these cotton petites by Sulky, and so I went on Amazon and bought just one of the small little sampler packs. I chose one that was colors that I knew I would use, and I'm going to give them a try. I haven't tried them yet. I'm going to use them on my Stitchrovia Sal, the quotes Sal. That's a lot of the colors I'm using, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I'm always up for finding kind of fun new threads, so we'll give these a try and see how it goes. Like I said, on the Mirabilia bandwagon, and so I ordered this one. Oh, I just got this one. I'm sure everyone's been seeing some people are starting to stitch this. However, I'm gonna hang it this way. I don't know what it is. I like these like kind of darker witches kind of things, so I'm gonna hang mine that way. But and I saw somebody posted recently, I think it was on Stitch Mania, where they said it really needs to be stitched on white. It's a playing card, and I completely agree. So I just got this one. It'll be interesting if she puts out more like this. Wouldn't that be cool? Like a whole series of playing cards? That would be really cool. So that's going to be a fun one. I think I might start that sometime in the summer. We'll see. I ordered this for another beading project, and then after I ordered it, I saw that Katie's doing the same thing, and I can't wait to see how to see hers coming along, because I think this is going to be really cool. But it's crowned by Alessandra Adelaide. Can you just imagine that on a great piece of hand-dyed fabric with iridescent sparkly beads? Oh, my goodness. So that one's coming down the line. I am going to require that my carriage be finished before I started this one. I'm requiring that for myself. So this is here just taunting me to work on my carriage. Like I said, I ordered, I thought there was another one. There is. You know, I had the Nancy Spruance one, the Fulton house, and I ordered 2 more because houses. I ordered this one. This is the Gingerbread Mansion. Can you imagine living in a house like that? Gingerbread Mansion. And this one is called Starrett House, I guess is how you say it. I don't know if it's about architecture. I don't know if it's the structure. I'd like to buy a house. Maybe that's part of it too. I'm nesting. I don't know. But I have always loved Victorian houses. And there's a few around here. Like I live in West LA. I told you that before. And like when you go out toward Pasadena and stuff, there's some great Victorian houses out in that area. And I love to drive around and take pictures of them. And out about an hour east of here is like the Ontario Rancho Cucamonga area. There's some great ones around there. And so I love looking at them. They must just be heavenly to live in. So those are I'm gonna need a house to hang all this stuff up to display. So then I got one of my favorite counted needlepoint designers, another one. I have a couple that I really like, that I try and stitch a lot of their stuff, is Laura Perrin Designs. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of her, and her designs are also geometric. She uses metallic, which always gets my attention, so I really liked this one. This one's called Jewel Box, and I really like that one. And this one is called Calico Stars. This one kind of feeds the quilter in me. It looks like a quilt. So, well, she has a quilter series, and her pieces are also, hers are easy to follow. It's a lot of repetitive. So if you're thinking about getting into counted needlepoint, hers are a good one to start with because they look very complicated and detailed, but her instructions are easy to follow. And so she's a good one to learn with. She's also a good one. Her patterns are good if you want to practice laying threads, because like these borders would all be laid. So it's a good one. It's good to practice. I made one of her designs for my dad for Christmas. Not this past Christmas, but the one before, called Idaho Star, because my dad's from Idaho. And it turned out so beautiful that I kept the pattern. I'm going to make it for myself, and he loves it. And he and his wife shows it to everybody. And so they come out really pretty. They're, like I said, they're repetitive. Her instructions are good. So hers are good. And she has so many different designs to choose from. So she has a website. You can order right from her on the website. I think 123 Stitch and other stores, online stores. And, well, an LNS not too far from here sells her patterns, but you can also order directly from her, and she ships really fast. But you know, check out her website because she got a little something for everybody. But she's good if you want to try your hand at counted needlepoint. Oh, this is one. Okay, so I told you Heaven and Earth, Amy Stewart is my favorite, and somebody posted this, that they had finished it and I didn't even know it existed, which was another one. It's called World Travel London. And then as soon as I saw it, I was, how do I find this pattern? Look at that. Isn't that great? Can you imagine that hanging next to the other one? Wouldn't that be cool? And this one's, I think, finished size of this one is 9 by 18. So this is definitely smaller than a traditional Heaven and Earth. So, oh, I was very excited when I said, this will be a while though. But I had to buy it while it was there and before I forgot about it. So even though I'm like you all, I'm sure I have that list of stuff that you want to buy. And if I won the lotto, I could buy it all and it would just sit and look at me. But I had to nab that one. And they were having a sale. They had a Mother's Day sale. So I got it during their sale. But I'm sure they'll have one. I'm sure she'll have one for Memorial Day and 4th of July. And so it's coming. So if there's one you're looking for, keep an eye out for their upcoming sales, because she'll have them. I also got this book that on one of the needlepoint groups that I'm on, someone posted that he had this book and he was designing a piece out of it called Needlepoint Workbook of Traditional Designs, and I just got it, like, I think it came yesterday, and I was just looking at it before I started filming this, and it's got just some really great ideas for different designs you can do. So I'm excited about this, and to kind of take a look at it, and oh, they got some ideas on the back what you can do, but just to kind of maybe create a piece or two of my own and see what I can come up with. I'm taking an online class right now for creating stitch guides for needlepoint, and I thought this would come in handy for that too, but because I would love to kind of create my own pieces. So hopefully, and I got this on Amazon used for like $3. So it's kind of interesting. This has got some playtime ahead of it. So oh, and here's another one. I also bought this pattern. This is another one I bought for all beading. The Alessandra Adelaide Halloween Pumpkin. Can you imagine that all in beads? Oh, that could be fun, fun, fun. So this one will be way down the line, but that, I thought her patterns just work really well for these beading. I think. That's my personal opinion. But I thought that would be really cool all in beads. Maybe make the bats out of floss or something, but just to give it something a little bit different, and like the stem, do that all flat, but then do all the rest in beads. That could be really, really cool. Okay, and then my last thing for haul, this is unbelievable because this doesn't happen to me. Never. This was the first time it's ever happened to me. So the local embroidery guild, or the Long Beach Embroidery Guild, had a sale the first weekend of May, and it was stuff that they've been gathering from people who donated it, or unfortunately some members of their guild who had passed away and their families donated their needlepoint stuff to them. And they decided to have, I guess they do it every couple years. They do it as a fundraising sale for their guild. And I had heard about it. My friend puts it together, helps put it together. The prices, it was unbelievable. When I walked away, I was mad at myself that I didn't take advantage of it more. But I really took advantage of it. I got a scroll frame, a 48-inch scroll frame for $5. I got others, so I got like 4 or 5 different scroll frames, all different sizes from 48 inches down to like 16 inches. I got probably 10 sets of stretcher bars, all different sizes. I got some 18 count cross stitch fabric, the 18 count canvas, like in 3 different colors, big pieces for 50 cents. But this was the score of all scores. This, in this container right here, is all the thread I got. And I tried to figure out how I could show this to you, and I figured this was probably the best way. This was my most, I don't know where it is. They had a box that had silk thread in it, which makes me salivate. And I bought every skein of Avera Soie silk that they had. Avera Soie silk is $7 a skein. They were a quarter. So I got all this different thread. I mean, this is full. It's mushed in there. This is completely full. Metallics. I got some metallics. Got some. What is this? Over dyed floss. More of that. I mean, it's impressions. I got all of this, all the scroll frames, the fabric, everything for $40. I came home, laid it all out on my bed. It has to be $700 worth of stuff. This doesn't happen to me. And then I was mad, and I thought about driving back down to buy more of the floss, the threads, because it was anywhere from 10 cents to a quarter. And I was sick. I was sick though, so I didn't drive back down. This was unbelievable. I felt like I had won the lottery. Someone had to help me carry my stuff out to the car. And I was literally giggling, because I see people who say, "Oh, I went into this thrift store and look what I found," and they've scored like floss or something like that. That doesn't happen to me. And I just felt so lucky. And I didn't look through the patterns and the kits. And well, I did look through the kits, but I didn't look through the patterns and the books and stuff they had. My arms were full. And I wasn't sure what my total was. And then when she told me what it was, and I said, "Are you kidding me? Are you sure that's right?" But I watched them add it up. I felt like I had struck gold. It was the coolest thing. And so they won't do it now for a couple years, but I will tell you that when they do it again, I will be the first person in line, because this is unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. It just doesn't happen to me. So I felt so lucky. And now I have even more toys to play with. I got to put them all away now, but now I have more to play with. Although after I bought the 48-inch scroll frame, and I was like, was I nuts? Because this is where I sit to stitch, right here in this chair. If it's wider than this chair, I got a problem. And so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. But it was $5. So, hello. How could you say no? And I just started using scroll frames, and I really like them. So, it was unbelievable. It was like Christmas. I had Christmas in May. My Christmas is done. So, anyway. It was the best. It was the best. Okay, so that's it for my whips. That's it for my haul. I guess that's it for my kind of stitching conversation. But I wanted to give you a little book update, because I talked about books a little bit last time. And this is where the magic thing came in. Remember I said the magic thing just a little while ago? And this is where it comes in. So I finished the book that I showed you in the last video, called The Magic Strings of Frankie Presto by Mitch Albom. And I wish I had the book to show you, but I checked it out at the library and I had to return it. So I don't have it to show you. This book is nothing short of unbelievable. I think it might be one of the best books I've ever read in my entire life. At one point, I was crying crocodile tears. At another point, I'm sitting in bed reading, and something happened. I literally gasped out loud. I've never read this is a novel, and I've never read a novel by Mitch Albom, and I just went to the library and checked out another one because I just never read anything like it. But this is where the magic comes in. The premise of the book is the character Frankie Presto grows up in Spain and becomes this kind of international pop star in the 60s. And it's about his whole life. So he's a pop star in the 60s because he goes to Woodstock and all that kind of stuff. But the book is told by the point of view of music. Music is the narrator. And the premise of it is that when we are born, talents hover above us. And as infants, we reach out and grab the talent that we wanted. So in the book, Frankie Presto took a big handful of the music talent and was nurtured through his whole life with the talent of music. But if you don't nurture it, the talent will leave and move on to somebody else. And it made me think about stitching. How many of us, if you think about that premise, which is kind of a cool premise, how many of us reached out when we were infants and grabbed the stitching talent or the music talent or the drawing talent, but maybe some of us took a little stitching with us. And how cool is that? And that's what it makes me think. It's magic. It is magic. This book is unbelievable. And I can't recommend it enough. My dad doesn't watch this, but because I'm going to buy it for him for Father's Day, because it's so cool. My dad loves to read. So I just can't recommend this. I mean, I might buy it so I can read it again. And it's the chapters are short and stuff, and it's a quick read. It's a thick book, but it's small. And I could keep talking about it, but if you're looking for a good book to read, especially for the summer, with summer's coming and you're looking for a good vacation book, I just recommend this one. You will be changed. I promise you will be changed by it. It's just, and the writing is beautiful. So enough about that, but boy, I happened on a fluke, and I'm so happy that I did. I also read Carrie Fisher's latest biography, The Princess Diarist, and it was pretty good. I mean, it's Carrie Fisher. You know, she's a little, well, how sad is that? Opinionated. It made me sad that she had passed away and that there will be no more from her. She has been my favorite actress since I was a little kid, since I saw Star Wars when I was 7 years old. And I haven't met her. I've been in the room with her when I used to do events, and I wouldn't be able to speak with her if I did, because I would be so starstruck by her. But it made me sad in reading it that there won't be any more. And I hadn't read some of her other biographies, Wishful Drinking and Shockaholic, so they are waiting on hold for me at the library right now. And but she has always been my favorite, and so it was good. I enjoyed it. She talks a lot about her affair with Harrison Ford, and which is really shocking because I have met him, I've spoken to him, and he is grumpy. He is a grump, and he goes in my boyfriend's work a lot, and he's grumpy there too. So it's kind of weird, but yeah, he's grumpy. So, but it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was cute, you know, Carrie Fisher. And if you like Star Wars, she talks all about Star Wars. So there you go. It was fun. So, and then I'm reading 2 new ones right now. I don't normally read 2 books at a time, because that's hard. But I have one that I checked out at the library, and I know they're not going to let me renew it. So and I had already started this other one, but they're not going to let me renew this because I had to wait for it. So I got to read it. But it's called The Girl Before by J.P. Delaney. And I had read about it online, and apparently Ron Howard's making it into a movie. So I've just started it, though, but it's kind of interesting. I find myself thinking about it a lot. And it kind of takes... there's two main characters, one from a while ago and one present day, and they're both looking at buying this or renting the same house. I'm not sure what the whole story is. We'll see where it goes. But it's gonna have to go back pretty soon, so I gotta hurry up and finish it. And then I'm also reading The Promised Girls by Marie Bostwick, and I've read a couple of her books, and they're always goodies. And this one is not. This one's so well. I'm about halfway done, so this is another one. Her books are really great, and a lot of times they have quilting themes to them, which is how I kind of heard about her, and I met her at a quilt show once. This one does not, though. She had posted on her newsletter that this was the first one she's written that doesn't have a quilting theme to it. But it's an interesting premise about three sisters who their mother like, I can't think what the word is. Like, you know, she was inseminated. I can't think. By, you know, she chose who she wanted the father to be, kind of thing, and specifically did it so that they each had some crazy talent. Like, one's an incredible piano player, and one's an incredible artist, and one's an incredible writer, and to raise them to be these prodigies. But kind of the mother is a narcissist, and about how it really troubled their lives, and now it's told from their point of view as being adults. And it's really interesting. I don't know if you can really do that, like choose, I want somebody and then I'm going to train my kid to be a concert pianist. I don't know if that works, but the premise of it's really interesting. So check out her books. Her books are really good. Good quick reads. They'd be a good beach read. If you're going to Hawaii or something, that's you know, her books are great to go just sit on the beach or lay by the pool or something like that. So hers are a good one. Binge watching update. So I have been binge watching a new series on Netflix called Girl Boss. And it's based on a true story about a girl who starts an online business selling vintage clothes. And then it becomes really successful. The girl, she wrote a book. And I don't know who the girl is who stars in it. I looked her up, and she's adorable. The clothes that they're all vintage clothes, and she's really cute. I really like the girl who plays her friend. And I think I only have like 2 episodes left, but it's a fun one to sit and stitch to. And she lives in San Francisco, although some of the places she's going are in LA. I recognize them. And it's cute. I'm really enjoying that. I just kind of happened. It just came out. It's only been out for like a month. I'm going to tackle Catastrophe. Somebody on a comment recommended that to me, so that one's coming up. Except next weekend, the new season of Bloodline comes out on Netflix. The last season too. This is a great series. It will make you appreciate your family. If you haven't seen it, buckle up and jump in, but be ready. Like, we would sit and watch it, and it would be like 11 o'clock at night, and I go to bed at 9 o'clock, so what does that tell you? And it would be 11 o'clock, and we'd go, do you think we have time for one more? Do you think we have time for one more? And it is about this totally screwed up family who, I don't even want to ruin anything. It's got a great cast. Sissy Spacek stars in it, and Kyle Chandler, but it's a good one to sink your teeth into, but you got to allow yourself some time because you really get sucked into it. So the new season comes out next Friday. So we will be doing that next weekend after the Needlepoint Retreat every night. And then a week after that, 2 weeks after that, the new season of Orange is the New Black comes out. So, I mean, you can't go wrong there. I got to go back and watch the last season because I don't remember everything that happened. I remember a lot of it because I don't want to ruin anything for anybody, but Poussey, hello. But I like to go back. It's hard with these series that come out a year at a time because I got to go back and watch the last season to remember what happened. So I got to go back and binge watch the last season of Orange is the New Black before it comes out. But because now all my TV shows are done, I hate summer. And one of the things I hate is all my shows are over. And I love September when all the new shows start again and all the kids go back to school. Then the world feels right again. So now I'm in that weird funky limbo because I have all my shows are over. So, again, I ask if you have any ideas for what to binge watch, please let me know. I'm up for anything, but I don't like horror. So if you have any ideas, I would love them, because that's binge watching, and stitching is my favorite thing. Last weekend I watched movies, though. I watched the Greg Gilly Hopkins with Kathy Bates and Octavia Spencer, which was adorable. And I don't even remember what else I watched. Because I watched Gilly Hopkins twice. It was real. I was also sick last weekend, and so I kind of didn't feel like doing much, so I watched movies. But so if you have any suggestions for what to binge watch, my boss is trying to get me to watch Grand Hotel on Netflix, but it has subtitles, so you kind of can't stitch and watch something with subtitles. So that one's got to kind of wait. So please send your recommendations. But Girl Boss is really cute. If you're looking for just something kind of cute and fun to watch, I totally recommend Girl Boss. So last, before I sign off again, let me say thank you to everybody, and I thank you so much for watching and subscribing. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. This was so scary to do, and you all made it so much easier. I'm so grateful to you. But I want to give shout outs to some people whose videos that I do watch and who inspired me. They inspire me to continue stitching. They inspired me to make this video. I love watching their videos. I watch a lot of different people, but these are just a few people that I've been watching recently that I just wanted to kind of give a shout out to, which I've already mentioned Vonna and Ginger Gerald and Evergreen Needle. I really enjoy all those videos. And another one of my favorites is Running Stitch. I love her. We stitch a lot of the same stuff, so that's one of the things I love about her videos. And Jessie Marie, of course, I love watching her videos too. When I watch hers, I feel like I'm just kind of having a conversation with a friend. It's so nice. And Andrea in Colorado, I've been watching a lot of hers too. She's really fun. And I know she watched the season finale of Grey's Anatomy, so I would love to know what you thought, because it was very intense. So just a few people. Emily C, another one I really enjoy. So, I love on people's videos when they actually recommend other people. I always check them out. I write them down and then I go back and look at them. So I appreciate you recommending other people. It helps in finding people. So anyway, so that's it. And thank you for watching. I'll probably make another video in about a month and give you the rest of my Stitch Mania update and, whatever else I've been working on, because I'll be done with Stitch Mania. So I'll just see what grabs me. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.